Lots of complaints out there about the role of free money in this runaway inflationary crisis. So guess what a dozen states decide to do? They want to help you out with inflation, so they're going to issue more free money. Joining me now, real estate investor, entrepreneur, teacher of macroeconomics, George Gammon. George, California beginning its fight against inflation with more free money this week. How do you think that's going to go?
Not well. It's just going to exacerbate the problem, Charles, because as you know, and most of your viewers probably know, the problem with inflation is you have too little supply and too much demand. So what they're doing is they're pouring gas on the fire by increasing demand and decreasing supply when you hear them not only talk about stimmies or inflation, but also increasing taxes with corporations like this windfall profit tax for the people or the entities that are actually producing the goods and services that we need to expand.
No, it seems really nuts to me. And then on top of it, President Biden has gone back, right? Gasoline up 19 of the last 20 days, but we were down 99 days in a row, which is fantastic. We were up 6 days, and all of a sudden, here comes Biden blaming these ma gas station owners for gasoline going up. You know what's really intriguing to me? Over this entire period, this runaway inflation period, producer prices have been significantly higher than consumer prices, right? The increases. I mean, that's not how you do profiteering, is it?
No, because their margins are getting squeezed. And this is in a business where their margins are already razor thin. So it doesn't make any sense. And I think the bigger point here is that at some point in time, you have to look at what the politicians are saying. And you have to ask yourself, are they just stupid or are they actually evil? And I think, or both. And when you look at these absurd comments out of the Biden administration, like you just mentioned, that somehow high gas prices are a result of the mom and pop shop in the corner, he's got to know the difference.
Yeah.
And so you say, well, why is he saying it? He's just absolutely lying through his teeth to try to gain favor with his constituents. And quite frankly, I think that it's despicable.
I do, too. I really wish they would draw the line somewhere with this stuff. I really do. So you're a renowned real estate expert, and I got to ask you about the housing boom, which is now going bust. How much further to the downside?
Well, I think significant downside potential risk. If you look at a historic trend line going back to 1900, adjusted for inflation, you see that the price, the healthy price based on income, should be where we were in 2012. And that's in real terms, not in nominal terms. And if you look at what just happened in the UK, how they had the long end of their yield curve spike higher, we could see the exact same thing happen here in the United States. So if the 10-year spikes even higher than it is already, again, like we saw in the UK, right, and the Fed isn't able to do anything about it because, again, they're hawkish. They're trying to combat inflation. You could see mortgage rates go even higher than they are right now, making housing even more unaffordable, creating a demand, really squashing demand, which would put downward pressure on nominal prices.
I got 30 seconds. You doing anything on the equity side? You buying any stocks here?
No, I mean, I think the best thing people can do right now, if I had to give them some advice, is just understand that we're going into an age, the golden age of political stupidity. And so if you can take the other side of these political mistakes that we see out of the Biden administration or Trudeau up in Canada, I think you'll do well. And I heard another one of your earlier guests talk about commodities. I truly believe we're in a long-term commodity super cycle for the next 10, maybe 15 years. I'm not saying buy now, right, but definitely put that on your watch list, right, because I think that's the best way to go long political stupidity. Yeah,
George Gunluck actually was talking about that with me about a year and a half ago. I think the most important thing, though, people, if you're watching it, you want to do it, don't miss it. George, thank you so much. Appreciate it.